Very, my handsome, delectable, intelligent scholar and lecturer, and he's also now a friend of the media, Dr. Pai.
Thank you very much.
Did I get it? Sorry.
Dr. Paggi.
Paggi.
Yeah.
Please, correction, Dr. Paggi.
You
The
are-
one with Dr. Pai, there's a different person.
You are better
Dr.
than my
Paggi.
Yoruba friends. They say Kipagi.
Thank you, Doc, for correcting
Thank
me.
you for having me.
All right. So, Doc, before I allow you to speak, let me just touch a little bit about. Let me not bore you with that. Let me just touch a little bit about this history of tax thing.
Okay.
From way back. Now, tax in some form or another dates to the biblical times. Emperor Augustus introduced the law probably in CE 5, establishing a 5% tax upon inheritance. Now, even then, exemptions were built into the tax system. Let's look at Nigeria's case. Now, in Nigeria, in agrarian societies as Nigeria, for instance, that most people experience direct taxation mainly in the form of poll taxes charged by local authorities. Now, these taxes have many different varieties, but were usually levied on all adults, males, at the same rate. Now, it was the most important source of revenue for the local authorities. The taxes mobilized rural communities to protest a system which they regard as repressive. Okay? Now, enforcement was more successful in areas and communities where administrators had more power over the collection of taxes than elected councillors. And foreign agencies which made grants for development projects on conditions that matching funding is raised by a local authority, strengthened by the hand of the bureaucrats. Now, we've seen that this tax thing started way back, and it has always been fraught with challenges. But some persons that over the time have devised it. Now, Doc, from your findings, why do you think ours has been so prevalent, inclusive of the 5 that I've just listed? What do you think has encouraged these challenges to still be and be deviling us? Because I want to hypothetically say that 50% of our taxable income and potential have not been taxed. And that's huge. Billions and billions of naira lost annually.
True. Thank you very much. You see, the challenges are huge. Tax, in a real sense, is not necessarily a wicked weapon that should be used against members of society.
Yeah.
Ideally, in a layman's term, tax is actually supposed to be the payment for the services rendered to you by the government, who provide you basic amenities, security, light, water, good road. In an ideal situation, that's what tax is supposed to be. But here we have a problem where, first of all, you find people who are trying to take this tax from you, being the government, not having provided these basic amenities to the people. So, for example, in some companies, you have people come to the company and say, we are coming to take effluent discharge tax. But one day, they have never gone to that company to take it. So you see, it's a mismatch now between what the government is claiming to have provided versus what the person is paying. Then you also have the issue of very poor orientation. Companies here or the individuals are not given an orientation on how their taxing system should be. We have used just force, an aggressive approach to it. That's why you have these people who call themselves maybe easy local government boys or stuff.
With due respect to
with due respect, because they are in other local governments.
It's a generic term.
So they go around and they say they are collecting tax.
Yeah.
Now there's another challenge with that.
Okay.
They are collecting the taxes. Are they remitting it?
So that's one.
I have an experience with a friend who told me he had someone who he was remitting to, and when he decided to go directly to the internal revenue and ask them, okay, effluent discharge, this, that, and the other, what is the rate? They told him he paid to them directly, And then they said he's owing for 2 years. Meanwhile, he has paid this, for lack of a better word, Obiakpo boys 2 years prior to that. And they issued him receipts. Where did they get their own receipts from? How did it happen that he didn't get to the office? So we have the collection challenge. We have the mismatch between what the government is supposed to provide versus what they are actually asking people to pay for. We have a lack of orientation, because if just my friend could walk to Internal Revenue, River State Internal Revenue, and get clarification and do the right thing, it means if everybody is given that same orientation, they will do the right thing and put their stickers or their receipts in front of their offices or shops to show they have met their own due diligence to the government. So we won't see the need for fighting or hostility to recover these taxes. So this other gap is a very big problem that also needs to be addressed as well. Thank you.
Okay. It's funny, but it's not, where this so-called culprits or legal actors, and you ask the question, are they legal? Because first of all, when you say if they collect the money and they don't remit it, that's illegal.
Yeah.
But they come in the identity of a legal entity, say a local government. They provide ID cards, they wear vests, they call numbers, they call persons authority, they say call social person, okay? And sometimes when you call, because I have also been in a situation where I have intervened once or twice. I was in a barbering salon and some boys came in and they called the person of the salon out and they said asking for tax papers and some all those kind of tax various levies. And they gave me a whole long list, gave me a bank number, gave me a phone number, and I told them don't pay. So I called the guy. He said I should call the number. I called the person. And he said yes, he works for some local government. Yes, I can go and find out. Yes, they are the boys, they are the tax force. I said, so should this money, the account, first of all, does not read the local government account. It's a private account. Yeah. And I said, why should you come? Because they were even asking for cash. I said, so why are you asking for cash? And then this receipt you're giving, he said, yes. I looked at everything, it looks suspicious. It looked like the duplicate, all those kind of things. I said, okay. I was going to go, luckily, because as a broker journalist, we know several offices. So I had to move to that local government office. I got to the accounts department of that office and I showed them, because I called 1 or 2 persons and I got there and I told them, this is why I am and this is what I have discovered. They said, yeah, they know the guy, but this money is that we should not pay to him. That bank account is talking about, but they know the person. So the question is, these boys, quote and unquote, what is an allegation? Because they always come and air and deny it. These boys have been alleged to be the boys, settlement for the boys who are unemployed. Okay? So, don't you think, sir, that it is a connivance, it's a collaborative crime, because the council boss and the councillors, are they right to say, because most of when you call them already, they'll say we don't know them, don't pay to them. These boys are still in your community. Every day they call. We know from vehicles, from taxis, they call. Look, they stop us and they collected money, they took us to social place. They are operating within your council. Within your council. It is the law. It puts it in your hand. So is it right to say, because these things are happening, crimes don't happen in the vacuum. And they know about it. So don't you think that they are deliberately encouraging the defrauding of the government?
To an extent, it's just like you said, there are some boys of a certain person. It could be a politician, it could be people that hang around the local government, but they are boys to someone. Now, let me use my friend as an example. When those boys come, and this is to help the system, I think I'm trying to help the system. When these boys come, they serve something called a demand notice.
Yeah.
If you take that demand notice and find the nearest Internal Revenue office near you and get the proper information as a business person, which is what my friend did, and pay the right stipulated amount, come back with your receipt and everything, I think that helps to douse and remove these people from their unemployment status of being tax collectors. This thing has to stop. I think there's also a responsibility of the local government chairman to liaise with either market women, business owners, give them a small, it won't cost them much, give them a sensitization session on how they want to effectively collect these levies. Because the state government is responsible for collecting what we call pay as you earn. What these local governments collect are levies. That's why they don't have a fixed rate like the 7.5% that is taken on VAT and with their own is different because it is more like a levy on the government based on whatever the local government decides. So if they call people and say, for this area, for this local government, this is what we take, this is how much we are taking, these are the offices to pay to. Even the boys that are coming to enforce, when they see that kind of thing, that everybody already knows, knowledge is power. So many people are paying these boys out of fear because they don't even know. Like I told you, my friend didn't know, and he was paying somebody 500,000 for 2 years. The person didn't remit. Meanwhile, he went to pay 80,000 per year. So for the 2 years the person didn't remit, he was only paying 160,000 as against 1 million naira that he gave those boys.
But there have been cases where I've witnessed one.
Okay.
You have your authentic receipts.
Yeah.
Sometimes even this one came from the authentic person. They came in, gave an authentic receipt. Another person now comes in and says, no, that one is fake. And then they now start using force to pack your goods. So you're forced to pay them on the spot there. What about that one?
That's why the responsibility of this thing really lies heavily on the local government.
Okay.
The state government may not really be able to impose on the people as much as the local government in this respect. They have, in different markets, you have like a market whatever leader or something,
like
or union or something. Work with those people. That's the reason why they were even given or elected into those positions in the first place. Work with those people to ensure that proper profiling is done, proper documentation is done. But let me not even blame just the government, because we also have our problems. Sometimes you see most of those people by the market roadside are illegally operating there. So say somebody has bought her own shop that is away from the road, and she has an access in front of her just by the roadside, and someone comes to the front of her shop and says, let me give you 20,000 naira every month, let me put my small indomie here, I won't block your market. If people come to me, I will even point to your own. So you say, no problem, but it's you that will settle these boys.
Okay.
So now we have now created a market for them. Meanwhile, if the government sits down, that is especially the local government, sits down with the market women and structure that thing properly into their own revenue system and say, if there is a small kiosk in front of your own proper shop, this is what that added levy will be, and this is where it should go to. This is the separate stamp for that one. Everything just needs to be properly defined, because there's no proper definition. People are just taking undue advantage of it, and it is frustrating to business. If I must add, I think at this point it's important to mention, I did a research on Ogun State, because in 2017 I was opportune to attend Biloxi Cream Crackers groundbreaking of factory extension, and at the time it was Abiodun Amosu that was the governor of the state. The deputy governor said in the past 5 years they had commissioned a minimum of 1,000 plans from start.